What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? This is your captain speaking. It's pretty frickin' cold and slippery. My day's work is done, so I can go home early. And when I say go home early, I mean go to uni early. It's not exactly the same thing. So, haven't been doing a lot of vlogging. The last few videos were of the sound check with my helmet. And to those that were concerned, as you can see, we're back on the helmet once more. And I haven't been able to do a lot of vlogging for two reasons. One, I'm pretty much setting my mind to improving the quality of my videos. I realise that it's not always something everyone will enjoy, but I feel like I can do better, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do better. And second reason being, I have just been caught up in work. I've been doing so much. I've been swamped, and I just didn't have the time at all. But this next weekend I'll be doing some fun stuff at Bad Rides, and I'll probably be making a couple of videos there, so that should be good. But for this vlog, for this video, it's going to be about a video Pete the Tank did on your first riding experience. And he's asked to, well, his audience, because I watch his vids. I'm actually subscribed to quite a lot of good motor vloggers. Both because, you know, even though I make my own videos, I still really enjoy watching the other ones. And inspiration, I'm going to be honest. I get some of my inspiration from other people that make videos. And he made a video about your first riding experience. And I wanted to tell you about mine. And truth be told, motorcycle riding started quite a long time ago. Like 8 years, I think, something like that. And I started out on like a scooter, a 50cc bike. It was a Keyway Fact 50, and probably with the worst engine in it I've ever seen. And because it was so bad, I think I had it replaced, like the engine. I had it replaced like 4 times on the warranty. And I used it quite a lot, and I really enjoyed it. It was liberating to be on 2 wheels, because I was happy with my Fact 50, but it wasn't a motorcycle in any way. And my love for riding a motorbike was always there, but not to the same degree I enjoy it now. And that's because when I was riding my scooter, it had so much limitations. Like, there's so much I couldn't do with it. The fun didn't last very long. It got stale. Weird to think about that now. But my love for a motorcycle, like when I got my Fact 50, people didn't explain to me how it worked that well. It's like the right handle is throttle, that's the front brake, that's the rear brake. It didn't have any gears, so that helped. And they were like, oh, you know, you just turn the handle to go forward, and then when you're done going forward, you brake, just like on a bicycle. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, I can do that. That sounds simple enough. I see no way in which this could go wrong. So I stepped on it and drove it home behind my mum, and I was doing quite well. I was relaxed and didn't panic or anything. But then I got home and my entire family was like standing there looking at me, you know, and how I would do my first ride on my new motorbike, or scooter if you will. And all these people were standing there, and quite a lot of them had already had a scooter or driven one. and I was super nervous. So what I did was I decided to drive away, but I didn't want to, you know, like go too slow and fall over. So I fucking nailed the fall, launched forward straight for a car, and I was like, oh shit, I mustn't hit that car for obvious reasons. And what I did was brake. There's one tiny thing I forgot to do while I was braking, and that was let go of the throttle. Fortunately for me, the brakes were a lot stronger than that piece of shit engine that was in it, so I came to a stop with the appropriate amount of noise. And it was a classic case of target fixation, because I was going straight for that car. I could have easily avoided it, but I was so panicky that I just steering. What's that? Steering is for losers. But so I nearly wrecked myself in like the first 10 meters or so, 30 feet max. Yeah, pretty sure I only got like 30 feet out of it before I nearly crashed. But that's not where my love for motorcycles started. My love for motorcycles started when I went to a motorcycle expo in the Netherlands, I think, with my dad. And on that motorcycle expo was the newest Kawasaki ZX6R. And by then it was the, let me think, 2008 model, I think. And it was super nice. It was super nice, and I wanted to have one. And then not long after that, I encountered a Ducati 848 Supersport, which was in its own way also superb to look at. And I really wanted to ride one. I'd never ridden on a motorbike, but I really wanted to ride it. So I wanted my first riding experience on a motorbike. So yeah, I've been driving a 50cc scooter, but it's definitely not the same as riding a motorbike. So I really wanted to ride a motorbike, but I didn't have a license, and I didn't have a bike. Those are two things you need when you want to ride a motorbike. So what I did was I rode pillion on a friend's bike. Now, the bike in question was a 750 SS, a Ducati 750 Supersport. There was one technical aspect that in retrospect I should have mentioned. That bike had a dual seat cover, and because he didn't have anywhere to stash it, we decided it would be a good idea to sit on top of the dual seat cover. Now, as the good people that ride motorbikes will probably know, those dual seat covers aren't very grippy, and a 750 Supersport is quite fast. So what ensued was basically a half an hour long tug of war, where I was trying to pull him from his bike and he was trying to keep me from falling off. But man, that thing was fast, and the sound was so superb that I guess I kind of fell in love. I fell in love with a motorbike, and I knew that at some point I had to get my own license. It was my destiny, and so I did, very quickly even. And it was mandatory for me to take lessons where I lived then, and as a result I decided to do it as cheaply as I could. So I had like 11 lessons, which is like probably around the lowest amount you can do. And I still remember very well my first experience on a motorbike, my first lesson. And the first lesson consisted of, have you ever ridden a motorbike before? And I said, well, no, not really. I've driven a scooter, so you know, I've got the two-wheeled mileage down, but I've never shifted. I've never used gears. And at first it started out like a parking lot for trailers, and I did a few laps, and I had to do a slalom and emergency stop and all that jazz. And I was like, oh, it's not too bad. Struggling with getting it in neutral a lot, and struggling to keep on the throttle while I was cornering. Those were my two foremost difficulties. But in my first lesson, my instructor was like, well, you seem to be doing rather well, so let's head out. We went to like a fucking big city in the near area, and we went downtown. So there was like traffic everywhere, and I was super nervous because I hadn't driven a motorbike before. And all these cars were so much bigger all of a sudden. Like, they feel so much bigger, and when they move over in your lane, like only the tiniest bit, you kind of feel threatened for some reason. And I was overwhelmed. This wasn't fun. All these cars in your way, driving slowly, trying not to stall, people kind of, you know, cutting you off, and horns, and I was like, I don't know if this is what I like to do. But then we went for the highway, and I still remember my instructor saying, you know, we're going on the highway, just gonna give it a go and see how fast you want to go. And I think I went like 110 maybe kilometers an hour, and I was shitting myself. God damn, that was quick. As quick as I've ever been. And the traffic was so quick, and the wind was loud, and my neck could barely keep up with, you know, trying to keep my head forward because the wind was just carrying me away. But the acceleration, the thrill, the adrenaline, I got hooked, man. I got hooked for life. This is what I wanted to always do. Just have a go. Just go fast. Don't look back. But yeah, that was my first riding experience. That's how I got into riding. So thanks, Pete, for giving me the inspiration. Also check out his video because it's equally entertaining, if not more. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.